Hey, what's up YouTube? Goratha here. So, I've been asked a lot of questions about the Lightning Arrow Champion Guide, whether or not I'm going to update it for 3.23. Initially, I wasn't going to, because honestly, it's relatively unchanged. But I do feel like there's enough to talk about that I should just make like a little update video for you guys to talk about the changes. First change is the sub-ascendancy. So, these are actually pretty huge. I think Warden is probably the best for champion, though the charms might be pretty insane on Primalist later, so keep an eye on that. But yeah, the tinctures. There should be some reasonably good tinctures, like for example, there might be like a shock tincture, which would be really good. All damage shocks would make your shocks a lot better. With like flat cold and fire, that could be nice. The Nature's Concoction's really good. You get 30% flash effect on 2 of your flasks, as well as extra flash charges. That's very solid as well. But actually, the main reason I was drawn to it was the Bark Skin. Bark Skin's gonna be quite good, especially for champion. Anybody that's scaling armor and evasion will benefit a lot from this. Basically, every single stack you get gives you 15% armor. And if you lose a stack, from 10 going to 9, for example, you get 2% more evade chance. This means when you lose Bark, you have way higher chance to evade. Now, if you look at my champion's evade on PoB, it's 80%. The cap is 95%. Now, if I type in PoB, 20% chance to, or more chance to evade, 20% more chance to evade, this will be 95%. This is capped. Like, you literally are basically never getting hit at this point. It doesn't go past this. What this means is your Bark's gonna stack up again, and you're gonna have way more armor again. Honestly, I doubt you're ever even reach 0 stacks, so you're probably always gonna have some amount of armor. I imagine you're probably set at around probably like 75% increased armor, which is a big deal. That's like 7,000 armor for this character. That's very good for like what a 25% aura. Honestly, this is really good. I think it's underrated, honestly, so far. Haven't really heard too many people talk about this. I think it's gonna be very strong. Now onto the actual build. The tree's not changing that much. We are having a couple changes though. Lightning Arrow is losing 20% chance to shock, so we're gonna have to make up for it by getting shock chance on the tree. This is a non-crit build, so if you don't shock, you have no way of actually getting the shock, right? Normally crit just does it automatically, but you have to worry about that on this character because it's not crit. That's pretty easily done though. You just grab these 2 notes here. Normally you wouldn't grab these because you have the large thread later, but you need to make sure you grab these now. Not too big of a deal. The other thing is, with the Bark Skin, you're going to need more mana reservation. I recommend you just grab a mana mastery. That should solve it by itself. Or potentially Enlighten. Enlighten will help a lot as well. You should be able to fit it in. If you can't, mana reservation on the helmet, mana reservation on the chest. Definitely recommend it. I think it's going to be very strong, especially early on. I would recommend you even run just like Determination and Bark Skin, or for Grace even. Like Determination, Bark Skin, and Defiance Banner, something else, for example, would probably be better. So Artillery Bliss is getting another arrow, so the Ballista setup will be even better this league. Like I talked about in the previous videos, you can either go Ballistas or Mana Forge. I generally prefer not using totems if I can, but Artillery Ballistas are more damage than Mana Forge. So something to keep in mind. And honestly, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. The build hasn't really changed all that much, and it's still going to be a very solid league starter. I guess I should mention you could theoretically also go Poison Champion Lightning Arrow with the new Tincture as well. But honestly, that's like a completely different build, and I probably shouldn't talk about it in this video. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good league start, and I'll see you guys next time.